Hey, what's going on YouTube? You guys ever wonder where your team's starting point guard stacks up against one another? Well, then this is the video for you, as I'll be ranking all starting point guards in the league with the exception of two players who were recently traded. This is part of one of this ranking, so be on the lookout for where your team's starting point guard ranks, as there will be two follow-up videos. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and comment down below if you agree or disagree with these rankings. Anyways, let's get right into the video. Number 30, D'Anthony Melton, Phoenix Suns. D'Anthony Melton is a decent defender with 1.5 steals a game. Yeah, that's about it. He's the weakest starting point guard in the NBA, only scores 5.5 points per game with less than 37% field goal percentage. Yeah, the organization is totally not tanking for Mount Zion. He is a 72 overall in NBA 2K, and currently right now he's suffering a sore right ankle. So yeah, if you're playing by career and you want to get minutes as a point guard, go to Phoenix Suns. They'll start you like instantly. Anyways, let's go right on to number 29. Number 29, DJ Augustin, Orlando Magic. DJ Augustin is a small veteran guard who is more suited as the third string point guard who can hit threes at 44% and can run the offense okay with low turnover numbers, averaging 4.8 assists and only 1.6 turnovers. If Orlando had a viable point guard and had DJ Augustin as a backup, Orlando could be a consistent 5 to 8 seed currently in the East. As they have Nikola Vucevic, who is a all-star first time, and they got Aaron Gordon and Mo Bamba off the bench. Yeah, that's about it with DJ Augustin. He's a decent player, can shoot threes, but that's about it. He's a 75 overall in NBA 2K. Again, if my career is a point guard, go to Orlando. There's got a lot of bigs and shooters, so you can do pick and roll really well with. Number 28, Collin Sexton, Cleveland Cavaliers. Collin Sexton is a young, athletic 6'2" guard who, along with Isaiah Thomas, was the major trade piece for Kyrie Irving. Yeah, that trade aged well. According to reports I saw on Bleacher Report and from watching a couple games, no clue why I watched Cav games this year, because their team is absolutely garbage. His teammates believe he does not know how to play basketball, and some NBA execs believe he is more suited for the six-man role. He seems to lack the basketball IQ and seems to rely on his athleticism and effort. If he learns how to run an offense properly and learn proper defensive rotations, he can be a good young player. His field goal percentage is 41%. His three-point percentage is actually pretty high at 39%, nearly 40%. He rebounds with 3 rebounds a game. Assists is less than 3. 0.5 steals. Not even close to 0.1 blocks. 2.3 turnovers, which is really high considering how low his assists are. And 14.5 points. He is a 74 overall point guard in NBA 2K. And yeah, I honestly do not know how good Collin Sexton will be in the future. Only time will tell. But future is not looking too hot for him. Anyways, let's go on to the next point guard. Number 27, Emmanuel Mudiay, New York Knicks. Yeah, so I was making this script prior to the Kristaps Porzingis trade, and I don't think Emmanuel Mudiay will start over Dennis Smith Jr. But since they both started majority of the season to this point, I'll keep the rankings the same. Anyways, Emmanuel Mudiay is an athletic 6'4", 6'5" guard who at one point was considered the next John Wall. Now he is a guard who can attack the basket pretty well and can run an offense decently, aka a poor man's John Wall. He's averaging 45% from the field, 30% from 3, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, nearly a steal a game, and 2 turnovers, with 14.7 points per game. He recently dislocated his shoulder, and in 2K, I'm not sure in real life because I don't watch the Knicks, and if you watch the Knicks, I feel sorry for you. He was a 79 overall, but now he is a 54 because of that dislocated right shoulder. Anyways, let's go on to the next player on the list. Number 26, Derek White, San Antonio Spurs. Nobody expected Derek White to start, and I mean nobody. But with season-ending injuries to DeJounte Murray and Tony Parker leaving in free agency, oh yeah, and Lonnie Walker also getting injured, and Patty Mills more suited to a bench role, the Spurs decided to start Derek White, and he is actually a decent player. A decent shooter at 36% from 3, with decent size at 6'4". He isn't a huge facilitator or rebounder, but he is a low turnover guy who is a good role player going forward. He averages 50% from the field, 36% from 3, 3.4 rebounds, 3.6 assists, a steal, half a block, and 1.5 turnovers a game, but only averaging 9.6 points. He is a 76 overall point guard, and he filled up the role for the Spurs pretty nicely, actually. Anyways, let's going on to number 25. Number 25. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Los Angeles Clippers. Not gonna lie, prior to the Kawhi Leonard trade, the big trade rumor going around during the NBA draft was Kyle Lowry for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And to be honest, I kind of liked it because he was a 6'6" point guard who was one of the top defensive guards in college, and also from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Looking back now, I'm happy that we didn't make this trade because the Raptors got Kawhi Leonard. But Shai has a ton of potential as he's shown good defensive abilities, although being a little thin as of right now, and has shown he can do a little bit of everything in a small role. Reminds me a lot of Sean Livingston in every way. Hope, though, he does not get the injury, too. He averages 46% from the field, 33% from 3, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, half a block, and 1.8 turnovers, and 9.7 points. Very similar to Derek White. The only why I have Derek White lower than Shai Gilgeous is because Shai Gilgeous is younger than Derek White. So that means there's the potential factor as well, which is why I have Shai Gilgeous rated above Derek White. Now, where is Shai Gilgeous? He's somewhere here. Yeah. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is 77 overall. So he's actually a pretty decent player to maybe develop if you guys ever do a My League series. Maybe. I never tried it, though, developing him. But anyways, let's go on right to number 24. Number 24, Dennis Smith Jr., the Dallas Mavericks. The New York Knicks. So yeah, again, this was made before the Kristaps Porzingis trade. He was the main piece the Knicks got from the deal, and it's really funny considering they traded away Kristaps Porzingis to get the guy they could have just drafted. He has a ton of potential and has showed great promise in his rookie year. But then came in the wonder kid Luka Doncic and made Dennis Smith Jr. expendable. He is uber athletic with decent ball skills and size at 6'3". He's got to improve his shooting ability and his defense, as well as his ability to run an offense. But he's got a crazy amount of potential. His field goal percentage is 45%, three-point percentage is 36%. That free throw percentage, though, is all the way down at 68%. He averages 3 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal and a half a block, 3 turnovers a game, and 12.9 points. Dennis Smith Jr. is low on this list just because this year he kind of struggled. He would have been higher on my list last year, but he's down here because, yeah, he had a down year with playing with Luka. He is a 76 overall player. Still really young. I tried to develop Dennis Smith Jr. once. He didn't actually develop that much. So, look, if you're going to do a rebuild of the Knicks, look to trade him. Honestly, look to trade him. Anyways, let's go on to number 23. Number 23. Reggie Jackson, Detroit Pistons. Reggie Jackson is a good point guard, or was a good point guard. But injuries have derailed his career multiple seasons, And it's sad because Drummond and Griffin need a third option point guard, but injuries and lack of improvement on Reggie Jackson's part have caused the Pistons to be stagnant. He can attack the basket and run the offense well with 4.2 turnovers, not turnovers, 4.2 assists to only 1.8 turnovers, but he struggles to shoot the ball. His field goal percentage is 39%. He shoots the ball at 34% from 3, 86% from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, half a steal, 0.1 blocks, 1.8 turnovers, 14 points a game. Yeah, at one point Reggie Jackson looked like he could be a top 15 type of point guard, but injuries over the last, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years since really coming to Detroit have really derailed his career, and he's pretty much been the same player since then. It's really unfortunate. And yeah, let's move on to number 22. Number 22, Justice Winslow, Miami Heat. Now I know Justice Winslow is a small forward, but Eric Spoelstra has started him at point guard since around December, and it has revived his career. He can guard multiple positions between 1 and 4, sometimes even small ball 5s. He can attack the basket using his athleticism and size, and can find others off these drives. He also can grab the ball off the rebound and handle the ball coast to coast. He's also surprisingly good at running the offense with 4.1 assists with only 2.1 turnovers. He needs to improve his shooting as his 3-point percentage is a little misguiding as he doesn't take many, and his free throw percentage isn't that great at 66%. But going forward, he can be a really good starter at multiple positions. He averages 44% from field, 39% from 3, 66% from free throw, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, half a block, 2 turnovers, and 12.5 points. Now, since Goran Dragic got injured, Eric Spoelstra decided to put Justin Winslow at the point guard. And it's actually worked really well as he's found people off his drives and open shooters and cutters. Now, do I think this is a permanent role? I do not think so. Do I think he could be like a point forward going forward? Like a secondary ball hunter? I think so. Anyways, let's go on to number 21. Number 21. Chris Dunn, Chicago Bulls. We are now at the point where, at this listing, it's a bunch of good, solid players, but I had to rate them based off the record and total potential. So, number 21, we have Chris Dunn. Now, the Chicago Bulls are bad. And I mean, really bad. And at one point, Chris Dunn was also a huge bust for the Minnesota Timberwolves, who took him at the number 5th pick. But, at least now, he's a great defender who uses his great size at 6'4" and great length at 6'9". He can also run the offense pretty well with 6.5 assists. However, he does have lackluster talent around him, so that just shows that potential he could be a 7 to 8 type assist type of guy. He needs to improve that shooting ability, but he's a solid point guard in the NBA. Do I ever think he'll be that superstar? No, I do not. Just because if he's not putting up gaudy numbers with the Chicago Bulls, I don't think he'll do it anywhere else. So, he shoots 44% from the field, 33% from 3, 80% from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.6 steals, 0.4 blocks, 2.4 turnovers, and 12.2 points. He's a 77 overall point guard for Chicago. He develops into about an 82, 83 point guard if you do a rebuild in my league. He's really solid, and actually, I think in 2K they overrate his defense, because whenever I use Chris Dunn, he always ends up averaging 2 to 3 steals a game with like 8-9 assists while averaging like 12 points. Kind of ridiculous, but hey, you know what? He's a good, solid point guard if you don't have one for 2K. Alright, and that is the end of part 1 of the point guard rankings video. We will be doing ranks 20 to 11 in part 2 of the point guard ranking video. And the players between ranks 20 and 11 are players who are good starters to really good starters, but it's matter of fact of their record or I don't know, just other factors that I'll explain in the next video. And you might be surprised that some players didn't make this lower tier 10 roster, but those type of point guards will be shown in the next video, so don't worry about it. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe if you guys want to see more content like this. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.